What's your story? Discover who you are and what you want through the power of personal writing. Session 1. Who am I? Meeting yourself with Mark Matousek.
Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad that you're going to be joining this class and taking this journey with me. This is a class about asking questions. We're going to be using writing as a tool of self-investigation. Now, in each of my talks, there are going to be a lot of questions. I'll be listing questions at the end of each section within the talk. Don't worry about writing them down. You will get them in a list on the deepening practice sheet. So just allow yourself to hear what I'm saying. Don't worry about taking too many notes. And I'm just looking forward to this course a lot. So let's get going. Tonight we're going to be talking about who am I? Accessing our soul or awakening our spiritual witness. There's a beautiful Sufi story that I've always loved. A group of tigers in a forest leaves a cub behind by mistake. The tiger cub is reared by sheep. The sheep teach it how to act like a sheep. It walks like a sheep, and it baths like a sheep, and it eats grass just like a good sheep should. Now, many years later, a tiger happens to be passing and sees this ridiculous sight of this half-grown tiger behaving like a sheep. The adult tiger is appalled and sort of amused and drags the tiger to a pool in the forest. There it shows the young tiger its own reflection, and the tiger begins to wake up to what it really is. The older tiger teaches the younger tiger how to roar. At first, all it can do is make bleating sounds. But slowly the tiger roar begins in its throat, and then after weeks of practice, it comes up to its master and gives the great roar of freedom. This is how we spend our lives, although most of us don't know it. We're taught to see ourselves as sheep, small, herd-bound, domesticated creatures, defined by our physical bodies, and an image of ourselves bequeathed to us by parents who think they're sheep too. These parents give us names that are meant to define us, names that eventually grow into stories. These stories then come to comprise a self-image whose legitimacy we believe to be ironclad. It's not until we begin a process of self-inquiry, spiritual inquiry, that we come to understand that this way of life is a case of mistaken identity. Now, I've learned this myself through writing, that when we question our labels...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?